What is up, YouTube? It's Friday. It's a beautiful day. The sky's blue. Gonna be hitting legs and some abs. I mean, I've been doing abs pretty much every session. I just don't show them because I don't see the need to. But it's something that's really been kind of creeping up on me is nervousness. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting nervous about this show. About how I'm gonna look, how I'm gonna present myself with posing, ultimately if I'm gonna look like I even put in the effort. I think I do, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna look like compared to the other people I hop on stage with. But I can't be worried about that in that aspect because I'm putting in my effort. I'm putting in the most amount of effort I can for myself, and that's all that's gonna matter. So yes, it's okay to be nervous, but ultimately, I've said this before, it's in God's hands for one. God has a plan. I might not see it. It might not be the plan that I have for myself, but He's got one for me, and I gotta just follow that. But I'm also not just getting nervous about the show. I'm getting nervous about my life in that aspect. I haven't been making any money for about a little over a month now. Been out of work. I've been applying for jobs, and I'm just starting to hear back from some of them. And I also have this big desire to get into personal coaching or personal training, and online fitness coaching is what I want to do, because that'll allow me to be more versatile and work from my times, and when I'm able to do calls and this, that, and the other. And it's investing in myself, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be investing in myself in that aspect, and we're going to continue to. Right now, what I have on my plate is I have this bodybuilding show and this prep. I have getting in everything figured out and enrolled for school that I'm going to be attending in the fall. All I have left is to do a informational session and get my CPR card, which I just got that scheduled today. Getting a job, to make a steady income to where I'm filling my time as well, so I'm not just sitting at home. And doing the NASM, the certifications, which I'm not gonna lie, I've been slacking on. I've been slacking a good amount on. And then, continuing to create posts and upload content that I want to be getting out to you guys and hopefully impacting you guys in a positive way. But like I said in my last video, I just gotta do what needs to be done, and I gotta stop lying to myself and, making excuses to myself, because ultimately I'm just voting against myself. So, we're really gonna start fine-tuning things, and not just in this prep, but in my life. Taking it as a opportunity to level up in all aspects. And it's gonna kind of distance myself from, some people in my lives, because they're not gonna understand what I'm doing, and that's okay. But I know that they're gonna support me regardless, and I might not have the time to spend with the people I want to spend with, but ultimately I gotta do what I gotta do. And you gotta put in the work, gotta put in the time, make something out of this, because I feel like I put way too much time into this not to get something out of this. And so that's why I'm going to be getting into the online fitness coaching. I just got signed up today, or got enrolled, got on a video call and talked with Trey Howie. You know, he's kind of really big on this right now. Let me pull up his Instagram. I've seen his stuff for a long time now, and I was kind of skeptical because he worked with the last guy I tried to do this with, and the last guy I ended up doing it with scammed me. So this is Trey Howie, high-level fitness coach. Cool dude. We had a great call this morning, and I'm in his program, and you know, we gotta get results. I'm investing in myself, and I'm investing in the fact that I'm going to get these results because I can't not. You know, I'm digging myself into a hole right now financially, and the only thing I can do is get myself out of it by making the money back, and that's what I have to do. There's no other option. You know, yeah, life's not about money, but there's a part of life where it's like you gotta make money. You gotta be able to, you know, pay off your bills. You pay off your investments that you've made, and you know, I haven't been the smartest with my money. You know, I for working these past 2 years, I should have more money saved up. You know, but I can't go back and change how much money I've spent. All I can do right now is bust my ass, you know, and make the money back to where, you know, maybe I double what I had in my savings. You know, maybe I just like make that amount back that I lost, or ultimately I start continuing to grow and grow and grow, so I can set myself up to have the life that I want to have. And you know, yeah, it's gonna be challenging with school, with work, with all the other stuff in life, but I have to make something out of this. I don't have another option. I don't have, you know, my family, yeah, they're supplying me with a place to live, and they're putting food on the table for me, but they're not financially going to be giving me money. I don't want to ask for money. You know, I got to do this on my own. I've been doing this on my own for the past 2 years, roughly. You know, I haven't been asking for handouts. I haven't been doing any of that, and I owe it to them because of the life that they gave me. You know, I have to do this, not just for myself, but for my family. And you know, I gotta take it up a level, and we just gotta keep on working. So, got legs today. It's gonna be quad focused. We're gonna not forget the bands this time on the Smith machine squat. So, gonna get after it. Just for reference, I did that about 2 weeks ago for 2 top sets at 315. So that's why even when I failed, I kept the weight on, or I took it off, put it back on, and got a couple more. You know, that's mentally that's a victory for me. So I'll take it. Gonna do it back down and then go onto the pendulum squat.
pearly whites, captain seat, autobiography, and take a drive, rolling down. 20 cars count, fucking crowd, smoking down. From the truck, road to the block, buzz down. Flintstone, ice cream, rock, moving down. Count the money, got to never stop, reach down. Everywhere I go, I'm selling dope. Make sure you ain't all red, like she kicking dope. Make sure you ain't all red, like far, in the trip, the one and all. Piggy crap, making sure that nigga push you. Big crap, they just left a nigga left on red mouth. I get something stick to the road. One crowd, I'll just take it 10. Get 21, I'm pushing 22 now.
Fuck.
No doubt, I look up for all how bad I'm this is the art. Now, call my prophecy if I'm fuck your dad out. I'm going to walk on that song, sick, you work out your bad. Nigga, whatever you shit don't work, try to feel all that way. I want to feed me, breathe me, bro. And what I need to be slide on certain little hard. This shit don't look get shot like this. I'm up to the end of this. I don't need to put it on all like calling on me. Like, tip my brother, keep dropping like this. They know how I want it. I'm going to be a shit like, hell, look, I'm up, don't walk out. fast. Big booty bitch, that's right. Hit from the back, then I crack. A sister holding on down, wheels on the scope, down fast. And how you want it in the field, they keep getting active. And so the boy need to get killed outside with their leg. Don't lose your life up on a drill, you get killed in their ass. I'm done the game, but I got it.
Another news.
Yeah. Not for real. Time to take Pluto to earn the road. Real spooky out there. The morning does, I'm still my head, rockin' with it, bitches, bitches, I'm coming with bitches, I'm home with shit, I'm planning shit up. I feel the betrayal, I'm ready to lay on, I'm ready to spray on, I'm fuck on you, hoe. My pushing the stick, got the stars to go. I got one out all of my bitches, she come from feeling my presence, I put on the fitty, she rockin' with Getty, she fucking with me, she rockin' with Kitty, I put on the titty, I'm put on the fitty, my cash is steady. I get it geeking in there and be sick. You niggas be goofy, they look like a fish. I could've hit it and still don't got it. Look that you got it, I'm going crazy. Walking with diamonds, I gotta be honest. I'm walking with diamonds, I gotta be honest. I'm keeping the thousands over 100. I got this shit banking, I heard it. I've been on that demon, I read in the road. I find out the Chinese, put on your nose. Don't need no styles on front of the boat. I bought a new mansion, it's just for the clothes. Wake up before it was down to explain. Whole heart of sisters, they ain't to explain. Call when we ready, they ain't to explain. All the boss bitches up, it ain't to explain. Carry me down, you charge them hoes and feet. Charge them hoes and feet. Charge them hoes and feet. Charge them hoes. Man, charge them hoes and feet. Charge them hoes and feet. Charge them hoes and feet. Charge them hoes. Don't do dog shit. Don't do dog shit. Don't do chicken shit. Yeah, don't do cow shit. Charge them hoes and feet. Charge them hoes and feet. Charge them hoes and feet. Charge them hoes. Don't do hard shit. Yeah, don't do hard shit. Beating on them, beating them. Can't see me, yeah, you know I spit it up. Madness, Packers, I've been so invincible. 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 Madness, Packers, better mission minimal. Madness, Packers, 3 years the minimum. Playing with a pill, yeah, millennium. Rich how, yeah, nigga, it's Madness, Packers, I've been so invincible. Madness, Packers, I've been so invincible. Rolls Royce, I don't know the kind, I don't know the name of it. Fuck this little bitch last night and this morning, but I don't know the name of it. She told that pussy she don't know nothing about him and they fucked his fame up. We want the same mud, not the green, my nigga, the same mud. You identify my bitch as AP. She got an AP, she's not mine. He cold. He cold. She belongs to the streets. Spark little bitch went petty. Close those snakes, she a Betty. Transform farm, go steady. Diamond out the hole like shady. Coulda went spit, went caddy. Pull up the cup, we ready. For the eye, bitch, I'm petty. Ice down, ball, we get it. First time, gotta go get it. Talk, let's do more spinning. Walk down, shit, get drenched. Turn the whole city up, lit. Bad bitch, coulda went bitty. Savage, 21 kilos.